Jones, and we're set and ready to go. 3-0 lead right now for the Salem Hills Skyhawks in this one. Outside, there's a long perimeter shot, and that is good for Cole Smith. He gets the Skyview Bobcats on the board. We're tied up at 3. 7:13 to go, first quarter, 3-3 tie here in Orem as David Jones takes it to the basket for his second bucket of the ball game. Jones with all 5 of the Skyhawk points, and Salem Hills up by a score of 5-3 here in the first. Skyview setting up their offense with number 3, Peyton Lee, running the point for the Bobcats. Gets it over. Here's Falsef as he steps back. Now drives around. It's Lee with the free throw line jumper, which goes long. Rebound is pulled down and controlled by James Nelson. Keep an eye on number 22 in this one. Nelson for 3. That one was short. Rebounds tipped around and controlled by number 5, Cole Smith. And here comes Skyview. Up at the top there, Falsef now over to Wilson. Mason Falsef comes in averaging 20 points a ball game here for Skyview. He'll pop a 3 right here. That one is long. Long rebound. Loose ball is going to be picked up and controlled by Peyton Lee. Outside, it's Cole Smith for 3. That one is off. Hits the front end of the rim, and it's controlled by David Jones. And here is the other way comes Salem Hills. It's Jacob Rolfe inside for the Skyhawks. Kicks it back out. And David Jones now puts it on the floor. He'll kind of the step back jumper. That one hit a lot of the rim but didn't go down. The rebound pulled by Andrew Dean. Back the other way comes Skyview going all the way. It's Falsef, and he'll lay it in. He's got his first bucket of the ball game. And we're tied back up at 5 with 5:36 to play here in the first quarter. Skyhawks, David Jones with the basketball right here. Gets it over to Rolfe. He's guarded tightly there by Kobe Wilson. Cole Griffin with the basketball. Here's now David Jones. Puts it on the floor again. Puts it up with the left hand. Couldn't get it to go. A nice rebound there by Wiltshire, and Jacob Rolfe will go up, and he'll be fouled. And I believe they're going to get Andrew Dean this time on the foul, and they will. First personal against Dean, and the second team foul here against the Bobcats, and Jacob Rolfe goes to the line and leaves this one short. It touched kind of the top or the front end part of the rim. It just wouldn't go down, and now Rolfe will go back to the free throw line here for his second attempt. And this one again short, but this time he gets the roll to go down, and Jacob Rolfe is on the board for the Skyhawks. 6-5 lead for Salem Hills. The winner heads to the state final tomorrow. Peyton Lee with the basketball, gets it over to Mason Falsef, guarded by David Jones. Falsef will pull it back out, goes around the screen. Now trying to set it up. They got the matchup against Wiltshire. He takes it baseline, gets it in the middle here, and stepping on the inline was Falsef. Falsef there, I think, pleading his case that he might have been in the air when the ball came to him. Nonetheless there, they're going to say he landed on the inline, and that will be a Bobcat turnover. Possession goes back to Salem Hills with 4:41 to play here in the first quarter. Jacob Rolfe with the basketball on the wing. Here's Wiltshire. Here's James Nelson for the free throw line jumper. That's off. Falsef pulls the rebound, and back the other way comes the Skyview Bobcats. Falsef going to take it all the way himself. Lays it in for 2. Falsef with 4. And a 7-6 lead right now for Skyview. Jones trying to answer, takes it hard to the basket, couldn't get the roll. Bobcats looking to run. Here's Peyton Lee running 2-on-3. Gets it out, and taking it hard is Falsef. And Falsef will be fouled here. And we'll get our first Skyhawk foul. And it's going to go against James Nelson. That's not the foul that Salem Hills wants. James Nelson coming in, averaging right around 24 a game for the Skyhawks. Also pulling 9 boards. As Mason Falsef goes back to the line. Falsef with 4 points and hits the first one here. 4:06 to play here in the first quarter, an 8-6 lead for the Skyview Bobcats. Second one on its way is good as well, and Falsef now with 6 points, the game's leading scorer, and so substitution comes to the table, and think an accidental horn goes off. Here's James Nelson. He'll pull a deep three. That one just off the front of the rim. Rebound's going to be fought for. Still loose ball picked up and controlled. Nelson comes and almost gets the steal. And Skyview very lucky there to recover there. James Nelson with a steal, almost had an easy layup on the other side. Here's Kobe Wilson spinning down the lane. Banks that one off the glass for 2. 2 points for Wilson, and the Bobcats quickly have a 5-point lead here in the first quarter. Cole Griffin with the basketball, gets it back up to the top. Here's Rolfe, puts it on the deck, spins to his left, and that ball shot is blocked. Loose ball's going to be picked up by the Skyhawks. Another shot kind of thrown up. Nonetheless, coming away with it is Skyview. Bobcats coming back the other way with Mason Falseth. And the Bobcats will set it up. Falseth back to pull it out. Now tries to drop it inside to Andrew Dean. And about 3 Skyhawks for Salem Hills kind of in there with some reach it, trying to get the ball. And there's going to be a foul called. We'll see who they're going to get. And they're going to get Jacob Rolfe with the foul, his first personal, second team foul. And Andrew Dean, they're going to say he was in the act of shooting apparently. So it will be a shooting foul, and Andrew Dean will go to the free throw line. Dean comes in averaging about 9 points a game for Skyview, and that one hits just the front part of the rim there, and so it will not go as a free throw there. No points there for Skyview. 11-6 lead right now for the Skyview Bobcats as we'll get one of our first substitutions of the game. The free throw misses again just off to the right, and Salem Hills pulls the rebound. Here's James Nelson, one-on-one out on the perimeter. Tries the little step back, gets him in the air, steps through and banks it home off the glass. A nice step move there for James Nelson, his first bucket of the night. And it cuts the lead to 3 here for Skyview with 2:44 to play in the first at 11-8 Bobcats. If you're just joining us, Skyview in the all-white, Salem Hills in the all-blue. Winner will play in tomorrow's state final. Peyton Lee had the basketball. Here's Falseth. He'll take the long 2. That one was long. Nelson pulls the long rebound. Goes around his back a couple of times. Got away with it the first time. The second time, he just kind of maybe lost it on the transfer behind his back from right to his left hand. And it goes out of bounds, and the basketball will go to Skyview. Skyview setting it up right now with their offense. As Falseth goes around the screen, drops it inside. Here's Wilson, quickly double team, gets it back out. Falseth guarded right now, but I believe that's James Nelson, I believe, coming out on him. Down the middle, and Falseth's going to be fouled. James Nelson, I think, might pick up the foul here. I think he was claiming that there was a reach, and we'll see here. And it will be James Nelson, and that's going to be his second, and that's a big blow to Salem Hills because that's your leading scorer, who now head coach Jimmy DeGraffenried, as the free throw goes down for Falseth. Jimmy DeGraffenried, the head coach for Salem Hills, has a big decision here as to whether or not to take Nelson out of the ball game or not. Not when you want him to pick up his second foul, but it looks like he will go to the bench as Falseth makes the second one as well. Falseth has 8 points here for the Skyview Bobcats, and Skyview back out to a 5-point lead at 13-8. Minute 50 to go here in the first quarter. Down the middle of the key right here, moving it around is Salem Hills. Back up at the top, here's David Jones, puts it on the deck, now kicks it out. Now checking in the game is Carson Peterson for Salem Hills, as it's Cole Griffin off with the shot. Falseth pulls the rebound, and he'll bring the ball up here for Skyview with a minute 25 to play in the first quarter. Falseth dribbling, kicks it out. Here's a 3 on its way for Wilson, which is good. A big 3 there for Kobe Wilson. He's now got 5. And Skyview has their biggest lead of the evening at 8. A 16-8 lead right now for the Skyview Bobcats. Up at the top of the key, it's Peterson right now trying to move the basketball. Jacob Rolfe, number 44, has it on the wing, gets it back up to the top. 52 seconds to play here in the quarter. Here's Cole Griffin inside, the spin around. That is kind of the spinning hook shot there, was left short. And Skyview a chance here with 41 seconds. We'll see what they elect to do. They've been really kind of trying to set up their offense here. in the first quarter and kind of run some sets. And now it looks like head coach Kirk Hilliard just wants them to pull the offense out, and right now maybe hold for that final shot of the quarter. 24 seconds on the clock here in the first quarter. 16-8 lead for Skyview. And Salem Hills not coming out to contest at all, so really, as that was going to end up being thrown away. Back the other way comes Salem Hills. 8 seconds on the clock for the Skyhawks. Gets it out to David Jones for three. That one's good. A big shot for David Jones. Coming back the other way, a second and a half. It's Falstaff from about half court, and he almost put it in as it just hit off the back iron. We've reached the end of the first quarter here in Orem at the UCCU Center. It's Skyview 16, Salem Hills 11. It's the 2018 Class 4A Boys semifinals here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com.
Check out the Deseret News for the best place to read about prep sports. Online at DeseretNews.com. Deseret News, now you know. Stats and standings are available at RankPreps.com, the official stats partner of the UHSAA. Today's game is being streamed live online and will be available for replay at live.ksl.com. Substitution for Skyview, number 34, Malik Borman.
Start of the second quarter here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com as the Skyview Bobcats won the first quarter with a 16-11 lead. The Salem Hills Skyhawks will have the ball, however, to start the second quarter. And their leading scorer in this one, David Jones, has the basketball right now for Salem Hills. Jacob Rolfe now with it on the perimeter. Tries to drop it inside. It's going to be stolen away. Coming up with it was Braden Radford for Skyview. Coming back the other way. Free throw line jumper for Falsev will bounce down and good. So Falsev now with 10 points for Salem Hills. Here's for Skyview, and a 7-point lead right now for the Bobcats. Down the middle of the key with the right hand, kind of the running floater, is David Jones. He has 10 right now. The big story right now for Salem Hills is leading scorer James Nelson on the bench in foul trouble at 2, as the 3 is off there for Kobe Wilson. That one didn't touch, I don't think, even hit part of the net there. And the Salem Hills student section will do the often heard chant at basketball games of airball. So 7:12 to go here in the second quarter. An 18-13 lead right now for the Skyview Bobcats. Ty Bailey in off the bench for Salem Hills. And Griffin now at the basketball. Bailey takes a 3 and hits. A big shot there for Ty Bailey. Is that's something that Salem Hills is going to need, is that bench scoring. Gets it inside. Here's Radford. He lost the ball. Kicks it out for a long 3. That one is off. A nice board, however, by Cole Griffin. And back here comes Salem Hills looking to run. Griffin kicks it out to Ty Bailey. Here's Peterson to the basket. Lays it up and in for 2. Carson Peterson averages about 1 point a ball game. Already has 2. And we're tied back up at 18 with 6:22 here in the quarter. Falsev to answer, misses that one long. David Jones pulls the rebound, and Salem Hills here a chance to regain the lead. Jones with the crossover down the key and hits the free throw line jumper. Jones now with 12, and Salem Hills has the lead at 20-18 with 6:03 to play here in the second quarter. Falsev and Jones have been going back and forth here for most of the first half of this one. Here's Peyton Lee back to Falsev. Falsev, I think they're trying to get some kind of a switch. Backdoor cut, and coming over is Cole Griffin to make the steal. Griffin now trying to go coast to coast, and he gets it stolen away from behind. Here is Falsev going, draws some contact, puts up the runner, couldn't get it to go. Radford right there for the putback. And Braden Radford right there, back on the board. Lots of contact there on the layup, but it must have been pretty clean according to the official who was right there to make the call. Loose ball now on the floor is going to be bobbled there by Skyview's Mason Falsev, and Falsev quickly just kind of said, hey, you could tell by his reaction that he thought he had dropped it out of bounds. The initial call went Skyview basketball. The officials, though, have a very quick conference and give the ball back to the Salem Hills Skyhawks with 5:15 to play in the second quarter. We're tied at 20 here. And that was going to be knocked away. Coming from behind was Peyton Lee. Lee pulls up and gets the floater to go. Right there, Cole Griffin there for Salem Hills, looking over to Jimmy DeGraffenried, and I don't think he noticed the defender come from the backside there and poke it away. 22-20. Lead right now for Skyview. Here's Peterson back out. David Jones has had the hot hand in the half for Salem Hills. Tyson Bishop in off the bench, and Ty Bailey there shoots the three. That one hits the backside of the backboard there, which will be out of bounds, and it will go to Skyview. 4:37 to play here in the first half. And the first of two semifinals, it's Juan Diego and Orem to follow this one at around 7:30. The winners will play tomorrow afternoon in the state championship. Back out is Peyton Lee, and we're going to get a foul, it looks like, away from the ball. And they're going to get, I believe they got Ty Bailey there with the foul based off the reaction. The official at the top of the key there calling it is I think Bailey was trying to fight for some inside post position. Here's Falsev. He goes up and gets the jumper to go. And Mason Falsev has 12. He averages 20 a game here for the Bobcats. Skyview back up by 4. And there's going to be a foul on the other side here on the reach. Or they're going to actually call it a block. And Malik Horman there picking up the foul, his first. And it's going to be the third team foul against the Bobcats as Cole Griffin will get a very nice, well-deserved rest, and the other one's going to be thrown away on the inbound. Here comes Skyview coming back the other way. Falsev spins down the lane, kicks it out. Back out to Horman. Here's in the middle now with Andrew Dean. It's Lee going to the basket. They're going straight up and having the shot kind of partially blocked. Regain control. Lots of reaching going on. And Ty Bailey, I believe, is going to get the foul, and it will be Bailey. And it's the second against Ty Bailey, who will go to, as Charles Wiltshire will come back in for Salem Hills. Right here, Bailey's going to stay in there with 2. Here's Andrew Dean right up, and Wiltshire got pieces of it. The ball's going to be knocked out of bounds, last touch by Skyview, and the basketball will go to Salem Hills with 3:46 to go in the first half. Skyview will make a change as well. Cole Smith will come back in off the bench here for the Skyview Bobcats. James Nelson now checks back in for Salem Hills, so something to keep in mind. Nelson playing with 2 fouls, which means we'll see here how aggressive he gets, especially on the defensive side. 3 fouls in the first half could put Salem Hills kind of at risk in the second half of how much playing time Nelson could get. Here's David Jones, who pulls it back out. They'll set it back up with Bailey. Here's Nelson with the free throw line floater and just kind of floats that one with the soft touch. And James Nelson now with 4 on the night for Salem Hills. 24-22 in favor right now as Andrew Dean kicks it out. Here's Peyton Lee for 3. That one is good for Peyton Lee. Lee now with 5. And a quick possession there gets the Bobcat lead back to 5. James Nelson, number 22, with the basketball. Here's David Jones now for Salem Hills. Ty Bailey will set it back up. Nelson deep out on the perimeter. He'll back it out, and I think Salem Hills is going to try to set some kind of set offense right here. Nelson dribbling, and Jimmy DeGraffenried must have seen something there that he didn't like. He calls the timeout. 2:34 to play here in the first half of this one. It's a 27-22 lead for the Skyview Bobcats. You're watching the 2018 Class 4A boys semifinals here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. .230 to play here in the first half. It's Salem Hills basketball. As going down the lane, Tyson Bishop tries to hit the turnaround jump shot. A nice rebound there, pulled by Ty Bailey. Back out to James Nelson, who takes it to the basket there. Tries to bank it off the glass, couldn't get the roll. Rebounds tipped around and controlled by Salem Hills. A nice effort there as Charles Wiltshire gets it to go. And right there, Salem Hills being relentless there, trying to get that offensive rebound, and it pays off with a big two-point basket here before the end of the first half. 27-24, as it's going to be Peyton Lee with the basketball. Here's Falseth as he goes down the lane, kicks it out in the corner. A three on the way for Cole Smith is good. Skyview shot 39% on the year from behind the arc, and they're showing it here in this one. They haven't shot a ton of threes. When they have, they've been able to make them. Nelson tries to answer on the other side and does. Salem Hills in their own right shot about 35% in the during the regular, or so far on the season from behind the arc. Cuts the lead down to 3. Cross-court pass. Here's Peyton Lee with the basketball. Over to Mason Falseth. Cole Smith thought about it. Nelson got in the air there. Smith with a step back, takes the 3. This one rattles in and out. The rebound pulled down by Tyson Bishop. And back the other way, Ty Bailey for Salem Hills. Jones down the baseline on the drive, lays it up, couldn't get it to go. Wiltshire tries with the putback, he couldn't get it to go. Falseth pulls the rebound, who will run into the front court there and is greeted by 4 Skyhawks. And Falseth gives it off here. Jumper for Peyton Lee is off. Rebound goes to Tyson Bishop, and Salem Hills controls the basketball with 33 seconds to play in the first half, as it's James Nelson going to the basket there. That one, I think, partially got blocked. Nelson stays with it and lays it in for 2. And Nelson now with 9 points. And it's a 1-point ball game, and now I think we'll see Skyview here hold for the final shot of the half with 16 on the game clock. Mason Falseth, number 1, has the basketball for Skyview. 7 on the clock. Down to 5. Falseth goes around the screen. He'll pull up for 3 and hits it with about a second on the clock, and that's how the half will end here in Orem. A big shot there at the end of the half by Falseth. He ends the first half with 15, and the Skyview Bobcats have the lead at the end of the first half. Skyview 33, Salem Hills 29. The winner heads to the state final tomorrow. Come back here in a couple minutes for the second half here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you direct your attention to center court for a Utah High School Activities Association award presentation. Representing the UHSAA is Jeff Clubb, Assistant Director. Each year, the Utah High School Activities Association honors 6 superfans from across the state of Utah. Tonight, we honor Sam Higginson of Spanish Fork as one of those superfans. Sam was nominated by Spanish Fork High School and has been supporting the high school activities for many years. A graduate of Spanish Fork High School, participating in several high school activities, he went on to compete in football at Snow College. Sam participates in many volunteer roles in the high school, including Football Booster Club President, Baseball Diamond Club President, and serves on the Executive Board in football and baseball, and his mission has always been to provide a positive experience. He has organized many opportunities for student athletes. Sam has committed many hours of service to the Don sports programs. Spanish Fort Principal Dave McKee wrote, "Sam is one of the most respected individuals in our community and in our high school. Super Booster is what he is, and I can't express in words how much I appreciate Sam and his contributions to the Spanish Fort community. He has made a huge difference for hundreds of young men and women. Sam and his wife, Whitney, of 21 years, have 4 children. For his support of high school activities and for his love of students who participate in them, please join us now as we honor with a warm round of applause Sam Higginson of Spanish Fort as a 2018 Superman of the Year." And now for a halftime entertainment, please welcome from Skyview High School, Nicole White, doing the 13 solo. She will perform Unsteady. Your attention, please, with the scorekeeper for Juan Diego. Please come to the announcer's table. Juan Diego's scorekeeper, please come to the announcer's table.
Well, we get ready to start the third quarter here in Orem on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. Semifinal number 1 right now between the Skyview Bobcats and the Salem Hills Skyhawks. Both teams having pretty similar records. Salem Hills coming in with an 18-7 record. Skyview 18-6. And right now, kind of a back and forth first half should set up for a very good second half. Winner moves into tomorrow's state championship game. Identical starting lineups for both schools, as Skyview will come out with Mason Falstaff, Andrew Dean, Kobe Wilson, Peyton Lee, and Cole Smith. The Bobcats in the all-white uniforms, and they have the basketball right now. Salem Hills going with James Nelson, David Jones, Cole Griffin, Charles Wiltshire, and Jacob Rolfe. Here's Smith down on the baseline. He'll pull it back out and get it set up with Peyton Lee. Lee guarded by Rolfe as they move here around the perimeter. Falstaff, the leading scorer in the first half, with 15 points on both sides. And they're a nice attempt, but the Skyhawks able to send it back. Rolfe able to control the loose ball, and here come the Skyhawks the other way. James Nelson with the basketball right here. Crossover dribble down the lane. Couldn't get the shot to go down. Long rebound to Wiltshire, puts it up. Nelson still fighting for it, and loose ball finally controlled here, and a nice board pulled down by number 4. That's Kobe Wilson here for Skyview. Peyton Lee, number 3, will come back and collect the basketball with 6:50 to play in the third quarter. 33-29 lead right now for Skyview. Falstaff going to the basket now. Cross-court pass. Here's Wilson. He'll drive to the left hand, and he'll be fouled on his way up. And I believe they're going to get Charles Wiltshire on the foul. No, it's going to be David Jones. His first personal, and the first team foul against Salem Hills, as Kobe Wilson will go to the line. Wilson at 5 points here on the evening. Averages about 9 a game, and the first free throw he misses long, hitting kind of the back iron of the rim. There, not quite hitting the backboard, but just hitting kind of the back thick part of the rim. His second one, though, does go down for Kobe Wilson, who's got 6. 34-29 lead for Skyview. Orem and Juan Diego to follow in the second semifinal. Pulling it back out, David Jones, who will set up the offense. He's the leading scorer for Salem Hills. He had 12 in the first half. Jacob Rolfe with the basketball now, moving it here to the top. Wiltshire looking in the paint, trying to get it to Cole Griffin, and the entry pass there just thrown out in front of Griffin. He had to kind of reach for it, and it goes off of his hands for a turnover, and the ball will go back here to the Skyview Bobcats. Peyton Lee right now trying to direct the offense as they set up the offense. As they get it there into the high post, a nice cut by Falstaff. Unfortunately, the pass there doesn't connect. Falstaff gets trapped in the corner and just kind of throws it off of one of the Salem Hills Skyhawks. It'll be out of bounds. Last touch by Salem Hills, and the basketball stays here with Skyview with 5:56 to play in the third quarter. A pretty clean first half for both teams with foul trouble. James Nelson picking up 2, but he came back in before picking up the third. Nelson there knocked that one away over to Jacob Rolfe. Here's Nelson, who collects it again, and this time takes it to the basket for 2. And James Nelson now has 11 points. He had 9 in the first half, and that was with being on the bench in foul trouble for a good 6 or 7 minutes of that second quarter. One possession game right here as Peyton Lee that's Mason Falstaff, controls the basketball at the top for Skyview. Falstaff will just pull up. He'll take the 3. That one hits the front of the rim, doesn't go down, and the rebound's won by the Skyhawks and controlled by Charles Wiltshire. Here's James Nelson, kicks it out to Jones in the corner, and that 3 is off. Rebound's going to be thrown around and finally thrown back into play there by Wiltshire and off of Skyview, and it will stay here with Salem Hills. Wiltshire will go to the bench, and coming back in will be Tyson Bishop, who gave the Skyhawks some valuable minutes. Jimmy DeGraffenried having to go deeper into that bench, probably in that first half than he wanted to. Here's James Nelson, who rattles home the 3 coming off the screen, and Nelson's coming out ready to go. He's now got 5, and this game is tied up at 34. 4:51 to play third quarter, tied at 34, and Peyton Lee controls the basketball for Skyview. With the basketball right here is Falseth, who gets the screen from Andrew Dean. Pulling it back out is Falseth. He's guarded here by Jacob Rolfe. This could be considered by some a mismatch here. Going to the basket, Falseth goes right around Rolfe, and the whistle is blown as Falseth couldn't finish off the dunk, and the foul there is gonna go against 23. Cole Griffin, his first personal, and it will be the second team foul against Salem Hills. And Mason Falseth back to the free throw line, and he gets the first one. It hit about every part of the rim before going down that it could, and Falseth now with 16 points here for Skyview. A 1-point Bobcat lead with the free throw, the second one down as well. So credit Falseth with 17 points. And we're gonna get a timeout here. It will be a timeout with Skyview. 4:27 to play in the third quarter. Bobcats 36, Skyhawks 34, winner to the 4A state championship game. You're watching high school basketball on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. Well, midway or close to midway through the third quarter, Salem Hills has the basketball coming out of the timeout. It's a 2-point game, 36-34 in favor of Skyview, as Tyson Bishop has the basketball for the Skyhawks. Moving around the perimeter, Nelson thought about the three, put the pump fake, goes to the basket. Shot gets partially blocked, loose ball picked up by Nelson. He puts it back up, couldn't get the roll. Loose ball still picked up. Nelson, the third time's the charm for two. Once again, the relentless play by James Nelson pays off, and we're tied back up at 36. Coming around the screen, Peyton Lee, and he traveled there as he came to the jump stop. And that will be a turnover there, and the ball back to Salem Hills. 36-36, you kind of knew on paper looking at both these teams that this was going to be one of those games that you knew could kind of go back and forth. The question was going to be is if one team would potentially... There's going to be, right now, it looks like they called a sideline warning against Salem Hills. 36-36 right here. 3:41 to go, third quarter. James Nelson, who is heated up here in the third quarter. He'll take the three here for the lead. That one is off. Andrew Dean pulls the rebound for Skyview, and the Bobcats a chance to regain the lead here. Anybody's ball game here as we play the late minutes of the third quarter. And there's another travel again as going to the basket was Mason Falseth. And Falseth just took one too many steps there before being able to dribble the basketball, and the ball will go back to Salem Hills. So right now the Skyhawks trying to take advantage of some of these turnovers from Skyview. Unfortunately, the Skyhawks just haven't been able to get the right looks at the basket. David Jones, number 14, has the basketball for the Skyhawks. Tyson Bishop with the basketball, cross-court pass over to Jacob Rolfe. Jones thought about it, pump fakes, goes to the basket. It's blocked by Dean, but right out to Griffin for three. That one is off. Long rebound controlled here by Falseth, splits the defense, reverse layup, no. The ball's gonna go out of bounds, last touch by Salem Hills, and it will go to Skyview there with 2:45 to play in the third quarter, and the Bobcats will do the inbound pass from underneath their own basket. Kobe Wilson set to inbound, gets it into Andrew Dean. Dean down the lane, and it's going to be waved off. There's going to be a foul, and it's going to be a blocking foul. And they're going to get Jacob Rolfe there on the blocking foul, his second, and the third team foul. Some people there, I think, looking for a potential travel is down the key. But it looks like any kind of potential for the travel, they're going to say, was aided by the foul. And there's going to be another foul inside on the ground, according to the official. And that might be James Nelson. If that is, that's Nelson's third. And it will be James Nelson. And quickly, the fourth team foul here against Salem Hills. It's not a shooting foul since the foul occurred on the ground. And so right there, now another conversation. And head coach Jimmy DeGraffenried wants to talk about it. We'll take a break here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. 36 between Salem Hills and Skyview. One team will get an opportunity to play for the 4A state title tomorrow. We'll find out who after the break. Two minutes and 41 seconds to go here in the third quarter. It's a 36-36 game between Salem Hills and Skyview. The winner will head to the 4A state championship game tomorrow. The inbound pass goes to Andrew Dean, and the Bobcats moving around the perimeter. Here's off the screen. That's Cole Smith. Can't get the three to go. Long rebound goes to the Bobcats, and that one's going to be off, and it's going to be tipped. Question is, was it off Skyview or Salem Hills? And this one's going to go here to Salem Hills. A very good-sized crowd here in the UCCU Center. Student sections are filled about 4 or 5 rows at least deep. Skyhawk basketball, cross-court pass. Here's James Nelson, quickly picked up right now. Going into a 2-3 zone appears to be Skyview. Tyson Bishop for three. That one is long. And a good rebound pulled down by Falseth, who kind of fights for it and pulls it down. Falseth looking up, couldn't get it to go inside. However, it was Peyton Lee, and back comes Salem Hills with the basketball. James Nelson, number 22, to the basket there. That one goes long. Rolfe fighting for the rebound, and they're going to call an offensive foul, it looks like, going against Jacob Rolfe. That will be his third personal and the 5th team foul. So Salem Hills now has Jacob Rolfe with 3 and also James Nelson with 3, as both players there fighting for that rebound. And I don't know if they're going to say that Rolfe maybe reached in too far to come away with that, but from my vantage point, which is a lot further away on the court than the official was right there, it looked to be pretty 50-50. Minute 37 to play, third quarter. Still tied at 36. Falseth kicks it out. Here's Cole Smith. Lee down the lane. Now he picks up his dribble and finds an open jump shot for Kobe Wilson, who left it short. It didn't hit anything. It would go out of bounds to Salem Hills with a minute 27 to go here in the third quarter. Definitely kind of maybe a more pro Salem Hills crowd, as Salem, of course, a lot closer than Logan is, where Skyview is from. Salem about 25 minutes or so just down the road. James Nelson with the basketball. Here's David Jones, number 14, controlling it. He had the hot hand in the first half, really carried the load when James Nelson was on the bench with foul trouble. Here's Griffin with the basketball. Tries to get it inside, fires it into Bishop. It's blocked by Dean. Back the other way. Here's Falseth ahead of the pack. Peyton Lee gets his shot blocked from behind by Griffin. Looking down court, a nice pass there. A heads-up move by Rolfe to kick it out to Jones. And they're going to have a foul here down on the baseline, it looks like, against Kobe Wilson. So a back-and-forth sequence there takes us down to about 45.5 seconds left. Kobe Wilson picks up his first, and it's going to be the first Skyview team foul. And Jacob Rolfe will go to the bench for Salem Hills, and back in the ballgame comes in Ty Bailey. Skyview will bring in Braden Radford off the bench. Here's Jones, free throw line jumper rattles off the rim. Falsev pulls the rebound here for Skyview. And the Bobcats here have been content at times like this just to hold for the final shot. And it looks like head coach Kirk Hilliard will do that exact same thing here. He's just going to have Falsev dribble up at the top and wait for the final shot. 18 seconds on the game clock here as Lee will come and get it, and he'll just pick it up. He's going to make David Jones come out to start to force a 5-second count. Here's Falsev with the basketball now. 7 on the clock inside, and they're going to have a jump ball as a heads-up play there. I believe it was Ty Bailey who came in and just grabbed a hold of the ball there, forces the turnover with 5.1, and the Skyhawks will have the chance here to have that final touch here of the quarter. James Nelson trying to come get it. He's got it with 3 on the clock. Nelson is going to have to pull up, steps through, lays it up at the horn, and gets it to go, and Salem Hills will take the lead into the halftime locker room. James Nelson comes alive in the third quarter, and the Salem Hills Skyhawks have the lead at the end of 3. Salem Hills 38, Skyview 36. You're watching the 2018 Class 4A Boys Basketball Tournament here, the semifinals on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. Well, we start the fourth quarter here from the UCCU Center in Orem, Utah. A 38-36 game here between the Skyview Bobcats and the Salem Hills Skyhawks. Winner heads to tomorrow's state championship game to either get Orem or Juan Diego. And right now, Salem Hills having the 2-point lead. It'd be Skyview basketball here as we start the fourth quarter. And Mason Falsev, their leading scorer, with the basketball right here. Falsev down the lane, trying to find some room, takes the fadeaway jump shot, left it short, and now we're going to have a tie-up in the backcourt as it was Kobe Wilson picking up the basketball, same time as Tyson Bishop. And Bishop, or I think it was Kobe Wilson, just let go. Bishop hit the deck. It'll be Salem Hills basketball following the jump ball. Skyhawks going with David Jones, number 4, Ty Bailey, number 23, Cole Griffin, number 22, James Nelson, and number 24, Tyson Bishop to start the fourth quarter. Skyview going with Mason Falsev, Peyton Lee out there as well, Kobe Wilson, as David Jones takes the shot and hits the 3. Jones now with 15, and Salem Hills has a 5-point lead here in the fourth quarter. With the basketball, the step back dribble, they'll now set it up. Here's Peyton Lee to the basket with the kind of the runner finger roll layup, count the basket, I believe. And they're going to give him the and one, and the foul is going to go against David Jones, his second. And the sixth team foul going against Salem Hills as Malik Horman comes back in off the bench, and that will replace Cole Smith, one of the starters here for Skyview. And now it will send Peyton Lee back to the free throw line. Lee with 7 points on the evening, and his free throw on its way is good. Lee averages 8 a ball game and is at 8 a ball game here. Salem Hills will be pressed here by Skyview. The Bobcats will bring a little pressure, but Salem Hills able to break the press easy. Here's James Nelson, one-on-one, down the key, spins back to his right, puts up the shot, maybe lost a little bit of control as he put it up. Nonetheless, it goes, and back out to a 4-point lead. James Nelson with 20. I would imagine we're going to see a lot of Nelson and Falseth. There's going to be a foul here away from the ball, and that's going to go on Tyson Bishop. And that's going to be the 16th foul. Or sorry, that's the 17th foul. The scoreboard only has 6. So now it's going to be a 1-and-1. It's going to be 1-and-1 right here. They're trying to get this attention of the officials. They only put 6 up on the scoreboard, and so the officials were just calling it a foul, and they were going to put it underneath there. And the official scorer putting up a hand saying 1-and-1. And so she had to hit the horn there to get the attention of the officials. And so it's going to send Braden Radford to the free throw line here. And this could be big for Skyview because they could get a lot of opportunities on most every foul down the stretch. There's going to be free throws coming for Skyview. Radford gets the first one to rattle home. Radford now has 3. 43-40 lead right now for Salem Hills. Radford ready for the second one, and this one good as well. Radford with 4 points, and we'll have a timeout here called by the Skyview Bobcats. 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go. It's a 2-point game. Salem Hills leading Skyview 43-41 here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. Well, 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. The winner of this one heading to the state championship game tomorrow afternoon. I believe that is set for a 1:15 tip. The 4A girls final will be before that one, which I believe is Salem Hills against Hurricane in the girls 4A final. So Salem Hills an opportunity to make the state championship game in both the boys and the girls. Inside, here's Nelson spinning to his right, banks that one off the glass, but too strong. And now reaching inside, and there's going to be a foul, and I believe it's going to be Radford picking up the foul. We'll see, and it will be number 35, Braden Radford. First team foul, only the second team foul against Skyview. Bobcats only have, I have them down for 4 in the entire game. Number 4, Ty Bailey, has the basketball for Salem Hills. Rolfe will come back to the top, goes around the screen, and Cole Griffin backs it out for Salem Hills. James Nelson now, number 22, with the basketball. Rolfe trying to set the screen. Nelson for 3. That one's good. A big shot for James Nelson. Nelson with 23, one off his average of about 24 a game for Salem Hills. And the Skyhawks have their biggest lead of the game, I believe, at 5. They might have had the 5-point lead once before in the third quarter. I don't think it's ever been more than 5. Down the lane, spinning, is Horman, who puts it up for 2. Malek Horman gets it to go, brings the lead back to 3. Anybody's ball game here with 5:25 to go in the fourth quarter. Ty Bailey, number 4, having the basketball. Goes around the screen set by Nelson. Here's Bailey, free throw line jumper is long. Rebound's gonna be tipped around and finally controlled by Skyview. And they'll get it into the hands of Mason Falseth. We haven't called Falseth's name here in a while. We'll see if he tries to answer here with a 3. That one is off. Rebound's tipped around and control. The ball's going to go on the ground. They're going to call a travel on Salem Hills. Some body contact there sent the Skyhawks to the ground. And right there, a very close play to see which way that was going to go. But right there, it looks like they're going to call the travel against Salem Hills, and that goes back to back to Skyview basketball right there. 4:58 to go here in the quarter. That one dribbled off the knee there of Falseth, but he'll collect it before the half-court mark. Kicks it out for three, and that one rolls off, and we'll have a whistle and a foul coming here against Skyview, and it's going to go against number 0, Andrew Dean. Second against Dean, and the third team foul. Salem Hills will bring the basketball up with number 23, Cole Griffin. Griffin has the basketball up at the top. Here is David Jones, number 14, controlling it for the Skyhawks. Jones to his right, to the basket, floats it up over Dean for two. 17 for David Jones on the evening. Here's Falseth coming right back the other way, right at Jones, couldn't get the roll to go. Now the rebound's tipped around and pulled down, I believe, by James Nelson. And Nelson into the front court for Salem Hills. He's trying to go coast to coast, banks it in, but gets the foul call. And now he'll shoot at the free throw line here with 4:13 to go. Here in this one, they will shoot a pair at the line for James Nelson. Nelson has played most of this ball game. Outside of the few minutes he played in the second quarter, or was on the bench in the second quarter with foul trouble. Nelson's now got 24 on the night. Cole Smith back in for Skyview, replacing Malik Horman, who will head back to the bench. Nelson's second free throw is good, and Salem Hills has their biggest lead of the night out to 7. Inside to Dean, touch pass back out. Here's Falseth, who's been quiet. He's got 17 on the evening, but it's been a quiet here, especially in the second half. Moving the basketball around, back cut there, and that was going to be blocked there from behind by Griffin. The ball's going to be controlled and stolen away from behind by Skyview, inside to Falseth, who lays it in for two. A crazy sequence right there. Both teams having their hands on the ball, but it's Skyview able to finally get it, and we have a timeout here called by Skyview. We'll take a break here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. Salem Hills 50, Skyview 45 here at the 4A State Boys Basketball Semifinals. Well, in the fourth quarter with 3:47 to play, a 50-47 lead. Skyview will go back right now with that press here. I should say Salem Hills having the lead right here. And James Nelson, number 22, has the basketball, the leading scorer for Salem Hills. And I would imagine the Skyhawks are going to give plenty of touches the next 3:34 to number 22. Nelson spinning down the lane, can't get the shot to go. Rebound pulled down by Dean. Skyview the other way. Now they don't need to get threes yet. They can just play possession by possession. Here's Cole Smith for three in the corner. Got that one. A big shot there coming from Cole Smith. Smith with 9 points. It's a one-possession ball game. Here's Jacob Rolfe in the corner for Salem Hills. Rolfe, cross-court pass back to David Jones, who will back it out. And they will set it up right now with with Jones, who goes to the basket, tries to get it to go with his left hand, and Dean blocked it and then ends up, I think, maybe slipping and landing there on the shooter. Will get a foul, though, however, it looks like. And we'll see who they're going to get. It's going to go against Andrew Dean, the third against Dean. A good attempt there on the block, however, too much body contact, and David Jones heads to the line to shoot two. Fifth team foul against, and now a conversation going on between the two officials. And now that conversation breaks up here. Not exactly sure what they were talking about, whether there was some question as to who the foul may have been against. Jones at the line, big free throw here, and he misses the first. Hits the back iron. Now something to keep in mind, Skyview still with 2 timeouts. Salem Hills still has 3. So both teams have plenty of timeouts down the line here with 2:53 to play. They'll bring in, Salem Hills brings in Tyson Bishop, who pulls the rebound for the Skyhawks. Jacob Rolfe will get a rest here with 2:45 to play in the 4th quarter. Back over, here's Ty Bailey. Bailey guarded tightly by Kobe Wilson. Bailey backing it out right here, goes around the screen. James Nelson comes and sets the screen. He'll get it on the roll there with 2:20 to play. Salem Hills gonna be content right here with a 1-possession ball game. Salem Hills almost looks like they're just pulling it out here, trying to burn some clock. Here's Bailey. He takes it to the basket here all the way, lays it up, couldn't get it to go. A great rebound, however, coming in by Tyson Bishop, who fights for it, and now we're gonna have a foul here on Andrew George with the hold, and they're gonna shoot 2, and then a technical foul is gonna be applied to Dean, which means Dean's day is coming to an end. That will end up being the 5th on Dean. It's been kind of one of those games where it's been physical, especially inside. And so now we'll have some free throws coming for Salem Hills. And the first one is good there. And I believe that's Cole Griffin at the free throw line. Sorry, no, that's Tyson Bishop, at the free throw line. Bishop's first points of the night. So they'll shoot right now. They're going to shoot, it looks like, the technical free throw right here. So they'll shoot the free throw here with the lane cleared. Bishop hits both of them. Now they'll shoot the technical free throws, right here. And now shooting that, James Nelson will go to the line. The difficult part with that is with 2 minutes to go, not just does Skyview lose the starter, but now you put free throws for the other team, and James Nelson hits that free throw. He's now got 26 points. But you shoot the 2 free throws for the foul, and then they're going to give James Nelson, who will shoot 2 as well. So that's kind of the tough part here, is now you're going to shoot 4 free throws, and then it will be Salem Hills basketball, or at least it should be, according to my understanding of the rules here, as Nelson hits the second. So Salem Hills basketball, and now with 2:03 to go, Skyview is going to have to really turn up the defensive pressure right here. Here ready to go with the inbound. They send it into the backcourt with David Jones. Checking in is Malik Horman off the bench here for Skyview. Jones trying to dribble, triple team. Nelson quickly gets it over to Griffin. Here's Ty Bailey, who thought about it. Now he'll just back it out, and they'll just reset. No shot clock in Utah High School basketball, and going to the basket and dunking it down is Cole Griffin. 10-point lead for Salem Hills. Falsev on the other end, can't get it to go. Jones pulls the rebound. Cross-court pass, Bailey. Nelson comes and gets it. Bailey was open. Nelson to the basket's going to be fouled, and he will now go to the free throw line here. And Salem Hills might have just put the exclamation point on the dunk there by Griffin. May have just put the exclamation point and sealed their fate to go play in the state championship game tomorrow afternoon. Waiting to see here another kind of hard foul, and that's been the tough part here. Salem Hills has had a lot of hard fouls committed against them here in the last few minutes. And James Nelson will shoot the free throw here, shooting the 2 fouls. That's the 8th team foul against Skyview. James Nelson with 27 points is what I have him down for. Make that 28. And he has played through having 3 fouls, and that second one good as well. 29 points for James Nelson. Minute 25 to go. Skyview down by 12. Bobcat basketball. Going to the basket, they kick it out. There's a 3 on its way, and that one, it goes down for Kobe Wilson. A big 3 right there to cut it back to 9 with 1:16. But at this point, you have to wonder, no shot clock in Utah High School basketball. And so we'll go ahead and take a break right here, and we'll talk about the implications of the shot clock after the break. 60-51 Salem Hills, 1:16 to go. Fourth quarter here on KSL.com, DeseretNews.com. Minute 16 to go, fourth quarter. Salem Hills set to inbound. Skyview needs some kind of a quick turnover. James Nelson has it in the backcourt. He'll be fouled by Mason Falsev, and Nelson will go to the free throw line. Falsev there commits the foul. Second personal on Falsev. 9th team foul, so still a 1-and-1 situation here with James Nelson going to the free throw line. The second semifinal coming up, Juan Diego against Orem, set for a 7:30 tip-off to decide the other team going to the state championship game as Nelson hits the first free throw. 30 points on the night now for James Nelson. Nelson's second on its way is good as well. And Salem Hills, I think, wants to take a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. Minute 13 to play, 60. Right now, Skyhawks lead here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. Well, a minute 13 to go here in the fourth quarter. Some conversation right now going on here with the scorers table. The scoreboard showed, I believe, 60-51 when James Nelson went to the free throw line. He hit both. I think it's supposed to be 62-51. However, they've not changed the scoreboard yet. Falsev kicks it back to Smith, and Cole Smith will set it up. I think they're still trying to kind of get it all straightened out. Falsev can't get it to go. Rebound's tipped around, and Ty Bailey comes away with it, and he'll be wrapped up and fouled. And Bailey will now head to the free throw line and shoot a pair of free throws at the other way here with 58.3 to go. So there's still, I think, looking over at the scores table, still some commotion, I think, going on right now as they're trying to, I think, identify the correct score of this one. Ty Bailey here to go to the line to shoot a pair, and the first one on its way is good. The 10th team foul, so Salem Hills will shoot a pair. That makes it, I'm going to say 61-51 for the time being. Bailey misses the second. Skyview is going to have to hurry, and they need a three quickly. Up ahead is Lee, who rattles in a three. Peyton Lee hits it. Timeout called by Skyview. We'll take a break right now. 61-54, 50.2 to go in the fourth quarter. You're watching high school basketball on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com.
Substitution for Salem Hills, number 24, Tyson Bishop.
Well, 50.2 to go here in the fourth quarter. Salem Hills will be set to inbound. Right now, Skyview in a position right now where they need a quick steal or something to try to get an extra possession. If not, they're still trying to sort out right now the score. They're now going to call both coaches over right here. They're going to also have both books come over because from everything that I'm seeing right now, I think it's a 10-point game. I think it should be at least a 9-point game at 63-54. And this is something that you don't see a ton have to happen, or a ton that happens, especially when you get into the state tournament. Definitely not the moment that you really want right now. Nonetheless, if you're Skyview, the score, whether you're down 6, 7, 8, or 9 right now, really puts you in a position of you need some stops and you need to convert those into some points on the other end right here as they try to get ready to get this all sorted out right here to kind of see where they're at. There's each team, I believe, will have their own scorebook, and then there's, I believe, an official book kept at the table, especially in this kind of a neutral site setting. I would think that there would be an official book kept by somebody not of that team right here. 50.2 to go in the fourth quarter. The winner gets the winner of our second semifinal, which is Orem against Juan Diego tomorrow afternoon in the 4A state championship. Right here, and they're going to call, Skyview is going to call their team over to the bench. I think Salem Hills is going to do the exact same thing. A couple of coaches out there having a conversation right now, and now both head coaches right now, Jimmy DeGraffenried and head coach Kirk Hilliard, having a conversation right now that seems pretty right now. We'll go ahead and take a timeout here with 50.2 to go, get this all sorted out. We're in the fourth quarter on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. Well, now it looks to be all sorted out at least, and everything that I can tell, it's 61-54. The deep inbound pass, Griffin lays it in and is fouled on the other end, as I believe it was James Nelson who took the inbound pass using the quarterback skills to drop it in perfect right there for the layup on the other end. The foul there going against, I believe that was Kobe Wilson who picked up the foul. And a nice layup there for Cole Griffin, who makes the free throw. Makes it a 10-point ball game. 45 seconds to go, a three on its way, which is buried there by Mason Falsa. False left with 21, steals it on the inbound, shoots up a three again. That one hit the side of the backboard, and Salem Hills is going to, James Nelson's going to get fouled in the backcourt. He had two Skyhawks in the front court there, wide open, and he's just been able to get the ball ahead right here. That's going to be the third personal foul called. And now shooting 2 will be James Nelson, who I have him right now at 31 points on the night for Salem Hills. And Nelson hits the first of 2. 65-57, 34.4 to go here in the fourth quarter. Second one good as well for Nelson. No timeouts left for Skyview. Here's Falseff coming down the floor. He'll pull up for 3 again and hits. 25 for Falseff. And here, a 6-point game. Nelson again down court to Griffin, who will be fouled in the backcourt, or in the front court, I mean. And Cole Griffin will go to the free throw line here to shoot 2. Mason Falseff picking up the foul. His second personal. And shooting 2 at the line is going to be Spencer Griffin. Or sorry, Cole Griffin, I mean. Griffin with 5, hits the free throw. He's now got 6. And a 7-point lead for Salem Hills. You cannot, no matter how this ends up happening in the next 21 seconds, as Griffin hits the second, Mason Falseff has played a very good ball game here. Falseff pulls up for 3 again. This one left short. Rebound's going to be loose. It's on the ground. And I believe they're going to call a jump ball, but we'll see here as everyone kind of gets out of the pile here. No really official call, and they're going to end up jump ball, possession arrow to Skyview. 12.5 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. 68-60 lead right now for Salem Hills. The Skyhawks 12 seconds away from going to the state championship. This one goes up top. Falseff throws up a 3, and that one is long, and there's going to be a foul. Believe going to be called on the rebound. And it's going to go against Skyview. That's Kobe Wilson with the foul. And so Salem Hills will go to the free throw line right here. We'll have an opportunity to shoot free throws. And right now, Jimmy DeGraffenried going to make a couple of changes. Jacob Rolfe getting back to the table, as is number 1. That's Kevin Humphreys getting to the table to check in for the final 8.7 of this one. The free throw on its way is good there for Cole Griffin. Griffins now has 8 on the night, and James Nelson will come off the floor holding up one finger, assuming to say that they're going to the state championship game. And that bench just very excited right now as James Nelson, a very fiery and competitive guy, will go to the state championship tomorrow as Griffin hits the free throw. Mason Falseff has the basketball with 5 seconds on the clock. Here's Peyton Lee for 3. That one is off. Rebound tipped around. It's going to be thrown out of bounds, and the clock has expired, and the ball game is over. Salem Hills celebrates. The Skyhawks are heading to the 2018 Class 4A State Basketball Championship game. They'll get Orem or Juan Diego, our next semifinal, with a schedule for about a 7:30 tip here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. Until then, I'm Ryan Pickens saying so long until our second semifinal.
Mind if I take your spot?